We're gonna go into a full training session for one of the best weightlifters in the world, and we're gonna start right now. So right now we are deep inside of the Olympic preparation for Olympic weightlifting. And so what that means is there's a series of meets that are all lined up over the next year that are based off of providing competition for athletes that are eligible to go to the 2024 Olympics. And so our own Haley Reichert is in this race. She's a top 5 world competitor. She's one of the best 49s in the entire world. And she has to compete against Jordan De La Cruz, who is unbelievably good. Jordan went to the Olympics in Tokyo, and she's one of the best girls in the entire world, and she's in really, really good shape. And so recently, Haley was preparing for the Cuba Grand Prix, and we're gonna break down her last really heavy training session. Now, the interesting part here is that in the Grand Prix in Cuba, Haley didn't lift very well. And so what I wanted to do is go back, look at her last heavy session, see if we can see anything specific, but also provide you with that actual workout so that you can check it out, see what you can do when you're prepping for a big comp. And then it's just fun to go back, look at it and see what positions were we hitting, what positions were we possibly missing, and then how can we improve as we move forward through this quad. Okay, so this is gonna start with Haley. Right around 70 kilos. I'm gonna shrink that video a little bit so we can see here. Pretty good position. I wanna look at, big things I look at is where her knees, when the bar is right at the kneecap, knees are back pretty well here. What happens as she comes into the hip? You know, when do we start to see that heel pop right there? Okay, the heel might be popping a little early. She could extend those hips a little bit sooner. And then one thing that we've noticed here with Haley, pretty good finish there, is an issue around her feet. Okay, so her feet tend to extend, or here, okay, plantar flex actually, and then they sort of come back down. Okay, so we're trying to work through getting her into a quicker position. So some of the biomechanical analysis that we've done, we've seen that Haley has a really strong finish, but she has a very slow position to get into that catch. So you can sort of see here, she flexes and then it sort of drops back down and then slides out. So we're trying to get rid of that. I believe there could be 2 to 3 kilos in that lift here. And if you notice too, this is during our coaches summit. So we've got like the whole room around is just filled with coaches. It was a pretty cool event there. All right, so that's 70 kilos. And we're gonna build up through this. This is 74. So I actually like this position. I feel like she's smoother into the hip there. Still a little bit early with that heel pop. Looking at those feet again, feet drop a little bit on that right side. You can see they're just a little sticky. Okay, so this was also like our last big prep as far as what we were gonna follow sequentially. Okay, so what attempts were we gonna be taking with the snatch? What attempts were we gonna be taking with the clean and jerk? There's Devin in the back dancing. Devin, ironically, I'm out here in Colorado Springs. She just won the Youth National Championship. Absolutely popped off, and so Haley just took that 77. That was a good 77. I was really happy with that. All right, 77 again. That was really nice. Good with the knees there. Pretty good here, pretty good position. Now right here, I would still want that heel to be grounded. And I'm trying to, again, you can see it's still just a little sticky there. Just a little bit with that right foot right there. But pretty good upper body. Okay, 77. Now we're gonna get into, this is pretty much gonna be her last warm up here. Just a little bit of a hesitation on that catch. I feel like she gets on the heels, or gets off the heels a little early and then gets behind the bar here a little bit too much. Looking at those feet, feet aren't as sticky as they were. Okay, that's still solid. Okay, so we're gonna go 80. Next weight's gonna be 83. So Haley's body weight at this training session, I want to say was like 51.2, 51.3. Okay, so that one I really liked quite a bit. I feel like she was more patient into the hip here. Good, strong finish. Foot movement is actually a little bit better there. Just a hair quicker. Good position there. Very nice, tight position into the catch. I like that one quite a bit. This session in general, this is a really good training session for the whole team. Junior hit 137, 160. Ryan hit a PR snatch. Junior and Ryan just won the national championship this past week. It's 86. Good. Man, you know what? It's like a struggle I'm having is that she strokes this. And like even right here, she's in a pretty good position. Maybe like the chest could have risen a little bit more here, but she's in a very good spot where it's like holds the heels pretty well. Hips come through pretty well there. Heels start to pop just a hair early, but like even here, look, good extension. Look at how tall she is at this point. Look at that. That's a really, really good finish. And even here, so what I want to see is out from this position, right? She moves those feet right away. That's what I want to see. She gets a little sticky there, just a little bit, but they are moving faster. And that's why I think if we can get her foot movement to be quicker, she's going to get into that catch even better. And this lift, money. She's money with it. Now, we take 88, and this is the one that I really wanted to see. Okay, so here's where I think if she can keep the chest rising up a little bit more, she's at the knee and the knees are in a good spot. She's at the knee, knees are in a good spot. Comes through here, pretty similar to that 86. I think she could be sitting through the heels a little more as that chest comes up. And I think that that's where she misses this, is that the chest is a little bit more forward than it was during the 86. And then right here, she's up off the toe a little bit early. Let's look at the finish here. Okay, that's a good finish, but she's just a hair behind. Foot movement's actually a bit better though. I'm trying to watch that right foot. Yeah, I am very convinced that if we can get her feet moving quicker, I think it's going to be better with her hips coming through and her feet are going to move quicker, so she's going to have that really strong finish into the catch. This is like, if Haley hits that 88, I think she hits that on the platform, we're going to be in a very good spot. It's going to be, in my prediction, probably the first person to hit 202 will go possibly 203, which is absolutely insane. That's how good these two are. Like Jordan De La Cruz is unbelievably good, and it's going to be a tough one that we've got to be able to hit everything moving forward. Takes that 88. We're going to get into clean and jerk. So one of the things that I like to think about with this last training session is essentially take a little bit of a break between the snatch and the clean and jerk. Try to regroup, try to handle what happened during the snatch, move forward, and then basically set it up just like a competition. Okay, we just hit the snatches. You got to recover, you got to go to the bathroom, you got to get some fluids in you, you got to get some, maybe a little bit more caffeine, some sugar, and then we can build into that. So here we are looking at this. So we start at 55. Getting into 65 here, go from 65 to 75. Good positions. Still just trying to think back, Haley didn't snatch well in Cuba, and it's like the 88 was money, the 86 was right there. There's 85, looks great. Here's Anna. Anna lifts in a couple days out here. Must have missed that 95 because we usually will take 95 then 99. So here's 99. Good strong position. Still no belt on. She put the knee wraps on. Main goal there is just trying to build up as high as we can without putting on the belt. 99 to 102. I'm gonna start mixing up these numbers too as we get into worlds. So let's see this. We're seeing 102 here. Good position there. Comes through. Haley's got a good strong clean, very vertical. And if you notice here, what's interesting with Haley is like her feet on the clean. Okay, look at the feet on the clean here. And then if we take note, they get right out to the catch. And that's what we're missing in the snatch, is that there's like a little sticky delay. And so that's the stuff that we're trying to really iron out. Good jerk there, smooth. Okay, now we're at 5, no belt. Everybody's starting. Devin was in the back corner behind Haley, smashing weights. Okay, so 105, she puts the belt on. So So 105 was the last warm-up in Cuba. Looked just like that, really. Okay, so we come out 8. This would be her first attempt. So that was a little forward, actually. So I'm trying to look here. She pops the heels maybe a hair early, but the finish, she stays tight. Foot movement's good, gets to the catch, bar's tight around there, just a little forward on the catch, just a hair forward. Now she gets set, regroups. Let's see what the jerk looks like. Jerk's fine, but a little forward with that catch and the clean. So that means the pull was a little off. Now we get into 11. So 11 would be that second attempt. All right. Ooh, see, this is nice. That 11 was very, very good. I like that a lot. That's freaking heavy too. Her best in training is 14. I'm gonna go back and watch this. Good position here. There, holding a good, strong position. Sits through with the hips. Gets a good, strong vertical finish. Notice the foot movement here. Toes pick up. You can see she's starting to slide there. Boom. Maybe a hair jump back, but really tight position there. Now let's watch this dip in the drive. Front foot gonna move forward a little more, but still a good jerk. All right, so this is 114. I wanted her to hit this, get set, hit something monstrous. You know, you hit an 86 and a 114 in training, it's a 200 total. You know, if we could get that 88 and a 114 or 88 and a 115, I think those are going to be the numbers, and we've just got to get comfortable with those numbers. Jordan could go 90 and 114. You know, we don't know at all. So that's a little Clark. Now we just get into Haley works through the back squat. So my goal then during training, leading into a big comp, is to just get, you know, 1 or 2 decent sets. So I want to get like a set of 2 to 3 heavier for women, and then after we would get a heavier double or triple, we would do like a set of 5 lighter just to get some volume on the legs, just in case we get in a log jam on the platform. Man, this is a nice shot. Really good angle. So Haley works up to, this is 25. I want to say she hits 35 in this session. Yep, so that's 32. And the big thing here is just getting good stimulation from the legs. Okay, good. So I think some of the big lessons looking back was the 88, the chest could come up more, which puts more tension through the heels. When we get into the big 114, I think some of that stuff is going to be a mental prep game. And I think Haley performed really, really poorly in Cuba, but we know where we can make gains on the platform and in training. We know where she has to focus a little more with nutrition. We know where she's got to be mentally moving forward. There's a lot of pressure on everyone, and so we've got to just keep things moving forward so that we can get the weights on the bar that she needs to try and make it to the Olympics. This stuff is no joke. It is super intense. It is unbelievably stressful, and on top of that, whoever wins a 49 is going to go to the Olympics. Whoever wins a 49 is very likely going to medal as well if they compete well. So it's just one of those things where it's a stacked weight class. She's got an unbelievably strong opponent. We got to keep dialing in, getting better off of, you know, make improvements off of a poor competition, make improvements each week, even in good training. So if you guys need help with your training, head over to garagestrength.com. You can pick up a weightlifting program specific to your needs, because remember, freaks, if you want to become a champion, you've always got to cultivate your power. Peace.